Good morning, students. I hope everyone is doing fine. Stay safe and healthy at home. Don't go outside unnecessarily. Even if you want to go out, follow all the safety measures. Let's recap what all we discussed in the last class. So, in the first class, we started with the new lesson in chemistry, this basic concepts of chemistry and chemical calculations. So we started the lesson with introduction, knowing the importance of chemistry, to why we need to understand the principles of chemistry we saw, followed by the classification of matter. The matter was classified into physical classification and chemical classification. So under physical classification, what all we have? Solid, liquid and gas. Under chemical classification we have mixtures and pure substances. This mixture was further classified into homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture, and pure substances are element and compound. We saw the definition for each of them. So I hope you all did the assignments also, and we saw the atomic mass calculation and molecular mass calculation. So what is the atomic mass? How will you calculate the atomic mass? Using an atomic mass unit or unified mass. Using that we will calculate. What is the value of one atomic mass unit? 1.6605 into 10 power minus 27 kg. You should never forget this. Okay. And then followed by, we saw that average atomic mass and molecular mass also. We calculated the molar mass of ethanol, and then you had some assignment also. So do follow your assignment regularly, because only if you have a regular follow and regular touch with your subject, you will be feeling easy at the end to face your board examination. In the beginning itself, if you fail to follow all the classes, then you have to face all the consequences by the end. So be regular and be attentive and try to attend all the classes and do all your assignments. So let's start with the today's class. So today we are going to see the next part of the lesson, that is mole concept. Mole concept. A dozen of rose means 12 roses. A quire paper means 25 single sheets. So you can see the picture here, 12 roses, 12 lemons and 12 apple, which equals a dozen. Anything number 12, we call it as a dozen. Same way in chemistry, we say 1 mole is equal to 6.023 into 10 power 23 entities. So how this came, we'll understand now. So this idea, that is a dozen means 12, a quire paper means 25 single sheets, that idea, that analogy was extended to the concept of mole also, to quantify the atoms and molecules in chemistry. Then this mole is the SI unit of amount of a substance. It is used to represent a specific amount of a substance. Let's understand by doing this calculation. So first you can see here elemental carbon 12 isotope. The mass of a carbon is, in the periodic table, the atomic mass number of carbon is 12. So mass is 12. So mass of single atom. How to calculate the mass of a single atom means you have to divide this by 6.023 into 10 power 23. When you do it, you will get the answer as 1.9926 into 10 power 23. And finally, you have to divide this 12 by this third column, that is 1.9926 into 10 power minus 23. When you do it, you will get the answer as 6.023 into 10 power 23, which means 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope is having 6.022 into 10 power 23 number of particles. Number of particles or atoms, anything you can say. Okay, so 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope, it is having how many? 6.022 into 10 power 23, which is called as 1 mole. So 1 mole is equal to 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope. The same they are checking for glucose. So 1 molecule of glucose they are taking. So if you calculate the molecular mass, you will get as 180. Same procedure when you follow, you will get the answer as 6.022 into 10 power 23. So anything, if you take 1 molecule of copper sulfate, 1 molecule of water, or 1 1 molecule of hydrogen sulfide. Anything if you take, you will get the answer as 6.023 into 10 power 23. So you can see for potassium dichromate also you are getting the same answer. Potassium permanganate also you are getting the same answer. So from the calculations you can see that 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope is containing 6.022 into 10 power 23 carbon atoms, which means they are fixing this value. They are fixing this value as 1 mole. So they are introducing a term called mole. This mole should be given some value, like how 1 dozen equals 12. 1 dozen means it is 12. No, here 1 mole means it is 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope, which is 6.022 into 10 power 23. Here also carbon is taken as a standard one because it is highly abundant in the Earth's crust. Some same number of molecules are present in 158.03 gram of potassium permanganate and 294.18 gram of potassium dichromate. So you can see, so whatever the mass, it doesn't matter, but the number of particles are same. So if you take one molecule, you are getting the answer as 6.022 into 10 power 23. So similar to the way we use the term dozen to represent 12, we can use the term mole to represent the atoms or molecules or ions. Are you all clear? So in chemistry, 1 mole means it is 6.023 into 10 power 23. The gram may be different. So carbon mass is 12. Potassium permanganate mass is 294.18. The gram may be different, the mass may be different, but the number of particles are same. So mass is different, but the number of particles are same, which we are saying it as a mole. A mole is equal to 6.023 into 10 power 23. Are you all clear now? So now how will you define a mole? 1 mole is the amount of a substance of a system which contains as many elementary particles as there are atoms in 12 gram of carbon 12 isotopes. Carbon 12 isotope 12 gram of carbon 12 isotopல எத்தனை particles இருக்கோ அதே number of particles தான் 1 mole of எந்த substance எடுத்தாலும் இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. Are you all clear, children? So anything if you take, so what is the definition? What is the meaning of this definition, children? 1 mole is amount of substance of a system which contains as many elementary particles as there are atoms in 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope. 12 gram of carbon 12 isotopeல இருக்கிற particles கவுண்ட் பண்ணி பார்க்கும்பொழுது எத்தனை இருந்துச்சோ அதே தான் எந்த சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ் நீங்கள் 1 mole எடுத்தாலும் அதே particles தான் இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ஸோ அதை ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணிடுறாங்க அவங்களே. ஓகேவா? This elementary particles can be molecules, atoms, ions, electrons or any other specified particles. Next we are coming on to Avogadro number. This number 6.022 into 10 power 23 we saw, no, that was discovered by a person called Avogadro, Amedeo Avogadro. So this number was named after the scientist called Avogadro. So it is called as Avogadro number. The total number of entities present in 1 mole of any substance, it is equal to 6.022 into 10 power 23. This number is called as Avogadro number. Avogadro number does not have any unit. So Avogadro number is named after, I told now, after a physicist called Amedeo Avogadro, who proposed the Avogadro's law also. So what is the Avogadro's law, children? You all know in your 10th standard itself, you all know very well. Avogadro's law states that equal volumes of all gases under the similar conditions of temperature and pressure contains equal number of molecules. So even this year, this is also an important law. Okay. Now we are going to understand this. In chemical reaction, atoms or molecules react in specific ratio. Yes or no, children? 1 molecule of carbon, see here, one atom of carbon reacts with 1 molecule of oxygen to give 1 molecule of carbon dioxide. Same way, 1 molecule of methane reacts with 2 molecule of oxygen to give 1 molecule of carbon dioxide and 2 molecule of water. So here we are saying it as 1 molecule and 1 molecule we are saying. So the ratio is 1:2 in the second reaction. 1:2 and 1:2. Yes or no? That is the ratio here. it is clear that the ratio of the reactants is based on the number of molecules. The ratio, it is based on what? Number of molecules based பண்ணி தான ratio இருக்கு. So even though the ratio is based on the number of molecules, it is practically difficult to count the number of molecules. So ratio based பண்ணி நம்மளுடைய molecules இருந்தாலும் practically when you do it, like when you do experimentally, this is theoretically we are writing. Practically when you do it, it is very difficult to calculate the number of molecules. That is why we are using the term called mole. So it is, if you use the term called mole, it will be very easy for you to understand. If you say 2 moles of carbon, which means 2 into 6.023 into 10 power 23, simple. Yes or no? If you say 1 mole of water, which means 1 into 6.023 into 10 power 23 into mass of water. So you have to calculate. Because of this reason only, we are using the mole concept rather than the actual number of molecules to quantify the reactant and product. Is it clear, children? So we can explain the first reaction as how we can say now. 1 mole of oxygen, 1 mole of carbon reacts with 1 mole of oxygen to give 1 mole of carbon dioxide. In the second reaction also, you can change the molecule as mole. 1 mole of methane burns with 2 moles of oxygen to give 1 mole of carbon dioxide and 2 moles of water. So when only atoms are involved, scientists also use the term gram atom instead of 1 mole. So how they use? Only atoms are involved. Molecule means they will use it as mole. If it is an atom alone, single atom alone, the scientists will use the term called what? Gram atom. Next we have is molar mass. It is defined as a mass of 1 mole of a substance. So 1 mole of a substance, we call it as molar mass. Mass of 1 mole of a substance, we call it as molar mass. The molar mass of a compound is equal to the sum of relative atomic masses as it is expressed in gram per mole. So which means molar mass of a compound, it is always equal to the sum of relative atomic mass of its constituents. And now see the example here. Relative atomic mass of one hydrogen atom is 1.008 unified. Molar mass means you have to express it in gram per mole. Relative atomic mass means you have to express it in unified. Relative molecular mass of glucose, it is 180 unified. Molar mass of glucose is 180 gram per mole. Molar volume means volume occupied by 1 mole of any substance at gaseous state. For gas especially, we use this term molar volume. So 1 mole of substance at gaseous state at a given temperature and pressure, we call it as molar volume. So we can see the condition here at STP. STP means what? Standard temperature and pressure. The volume occupied will be 22.71 liters. At SATP means standard atmospheric temperature and pressure. Volume occupied is 22.4 liters. At room temperature and pressure, which is 298 Kelvin and 1 atmospheric pressure, it is 24.5 liters. So this much of gas is occupied in the particular condition. So this can also be asked as a question. So you must be thorough in this. Now let's see the evaluate yourself part. Third one, calculate the number of moles present in 9 gram of ethane. So to calculate the number of moles, first you have to calculate the molar mass. So already you did this in your 10th standard. In the first lesson you have so much of calculations, no? So this is one among that. So first you have to calculate the molar mass. So how to calculate the molar mass? 2 into 12, which means 2 times of carbon into 2 into mass of carbon plus 6 into mass of hydrogen, you will get the molar mass. Then you have to use the formula number of moles is equal to given mass by molar mass. So you have identified the mass, yes or no? 30 gram per mole. Sorry, given mass is 9 gram. 9 divided by 30 gram per mole. So given mass by molar mass, when you do so, you will get the answer as 0.3 moles. So 9 grams of ethane contains 0.3 mole. Is it clear, children? See the second one. Calculate the number of molecules of oxygen gas that occupies a volume of 224 ml at 273 Kelvin at 3 atmospheric pressure. So you know the condition for 22.4 liters, we know the condition. Okay, here it is in ml. It is given in ml, but we know the condition for 22.4 liters for 1 atmospheric pressure, that is. We need to calculate for 3 atmospheric pressure number of molecules of oxygen. Is it clear? So now write the condition what we know already. At 273 Kelvin, 1 atmospheric pressure, 1 mole of gas occupies how many liters? 22.4 liters. Now we are going to see for number of moles of oxygen that occupies a volume of 224 ml at 273 Kelvin and 3 atmospheric pressure. How you have to do is, for 1 mole how much it is? For 1 mole it is 273 Kelvin. For 1 mole it is 273 Kelvin, 1 atmosphere. The capacity is, the volume is 22.4 liters into the one you are going to identify. The one we are going to identify should be in the right hand side. Okay, that is 0.224 liters. You have to convert this ml into liters, and this 273 Kelvin will come as it is, and this 3 atmosphere. Now you have to do the calculation. So this 273 and 273 will get cancelled, and then when you divide this, when you do the division for this, you will get here as 0.51, and for this one it will go for 5.1 times. Okay, now 0.51 into 3 atmosphere you will get as 1.53 into this 3. Okay, divided by 5.1. If you do the calculation, you will get the answer as 0.03 moles. So we have identified the moles, but they are asking us the number of molecules. Number of molecules, how you will calculate? Just you have to multiply this mole into Avogadro number. So multiply the 0.03 into this 6.022 into 10 power 23. Is it clear, children? Next we have is gram equivalent mass. Next we have is gram equivalent concept. This gram equivalent concept is very widely used in analytical chemistry. Let's see the definition first. It is defined as the mass of an element that combines or displaces 1.008 gram of hydrogen or 8 gram of oxygen or 35.5 gram of chlorine. So to understand this, see the following reaction, children. Here you have zinc reacts with sulfuric acid to give zinc sulfate plus hydrogen gas. Here H2 is a hydrogen gas, that is hydrogen gas is liberated when you add zinc in sulfuric acid. So to replace 2 hydrogen, that is 2 gram of hydrogen in sulfuric acid, you require 1 mole of zinc. The 1 mole of zinc value is mass is 65.38 gram, which will displace 1 mole of hydrogen molecule, which is 2.016 gram. In the same way, how much zinc you will require to displace 1 gram of hydrogen? How will you do this? Did you understand this first? To hydrogen gas, இப்போ H2SO4 you are having 2 gram of hydrogen, yes or no? அந்த 2 gram of hydrogen வெளியில் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு எனக்கு 65.38 gram of zinc தேவைப்பட்டுச்சு. இதே அந்த 2 hydrogenல if I need to remove only 1 hydrogen, how much zinc I will require? So that is what you have to calculate. How will you do this? Divide this value by 2. That is the mass of zinc divided by 2 you will get for 1, because for 2 hydrogen it is 65.38. For 1 hydrogen it will be, you have to divide it by 2, that's all. 65.38 divided by 2 will be 32.69, which we call it as gram equivalent mass of zinc. Why it is called as equivalent mass? To remove this much amount, I need this much amount of substance. So equal எடுக்கிறது, இவ்வளோ எடுக்கணும்னா I need equally this much. Is it clear? So we call it as equivalent mass. Equivalent mass, they don't have any unit, but gram equivalent mass has unit gram equivalent inverse. We cannot one big disadvantage is we cannot use the same idea for all the reactions. This is applicable only for reactions having a hydrogen, oxygen and chlorine replacement alone we can do. To other reactions and all we can't do this. So in order to overcome that, new formula was given, that is gram equivalent mass is equal to molar mass divided by equivalence factor. To calculate this for acid, bases, salts and oxidizing and reducing agents, we have different formula based on that. If you see here, first acids if you take, we need to calculate the basicity first. So what is basicity means? Number of replaceable or ionizable H plus ion. Acid means if it has H plus ions, we call it as acid. If it is if you take H2SO4, what is the acid? What is the basicity? You say it is 2. How you are saying 2? Because it has two hydrogen ions, 2 H plus ions. 2 H plus ions can be replaced by some other metal, which means its basicity is 2. Okay, now use the formula. Molar mass of the acid. So first calculate the molar mass of the acid. You know how to calculate. H2SO4 molar mass is 98 gram per mole divided by basicity of the acid. For H2SO4 the basicity is 2. So 98 divided by 2 will be gram equivalent mass. Is it clear? The same way for bases, if you do it, molar mass of base you need to calculate, but here the term for bases we use is acidity. The acidity you need to calculate. Same way, acidity means number of ionizable or replaceable hydroxyl ion, which is OH minus ion. So KOH molar mass is 56, gram equivalent mass is 1, because it is having only one OH minus. So when you calculate, you will get the same as your answer. Finally, we have oxidizing or reducing agent. Number of moles of electrons gained or lost by 1 mole of the reagent during redox reaction. So here KMnO4 is an oxidizing agent. You have to calculate the molar mass first. As in the before reactions, before cases, you have to calculate the molar mass. When you calculate, you will get 158 gram per mole. In acid medium, this potassium permanganate, this permanganate ion is there, no, MnO4 minus. It is reduced during oxidation, like in the formula, the equation it is given, no, 5 electrons it is lost, which means it has 5 replaceable electrons here. Number of electrons gained or lost. So here 5 electrons it is here, so the n value you have to consider as 5. So 158 divided by 5 will be 31.6 gram equivalence inverse. We use mole concept for non-redox reactions and gram equivalent concept for redox reactions. That is, for example, if you know the equivalent mass of potassium permanganate and ferrous sulfate, means you don't want to write the balanced equation at all. Directly you can calculate the gram equivalent masses. Yes or no? Directly you can calculate and say 31.6 gram of potassium permanganate reacts with 152 gram of ferrous sulfate using the gram equivalent concept, because there itself we will calculate using that formula. Finally we saw, no, here using this idea, this one, oxidizing and reducing agent, used on this, based on this idea we can say we don't want any balanced chemical equation. But when we need this balanced chemical equation means when we are using this mole concept. When you are using this mole concept, then you need to have a balanced chemical equation, because we will be using this number of moles. For example, if you see here 2 moles of potassium permanganate, which means 2 into 158, which is the molar mass of potassium permanganate, reacts with 10 moles of ferrous sulfate, anhydrous ferrous sulfate. Therefore, 31.6 gram of potassium permanganate reacts with 152 gram of ferrous sulfate. How will you get that? For 10 grams, it is 1520 divided by, for 2 grams of potassium permanganate, it is 158 into, what is the actual potassium permanganate, gram equivalents of potassium permanganate, 31.6. When you do that, you will get the ferrous sulfate mass easily. Is it clear, children? So this is how. So remember, for mole concept we need balanced chemical equation. For equivalent, gram equivalent concept, we don't want that and all. If you know the equivalent mass, we can directly say that. Okay. In the next class, we will see the molecular formula and empirical formula. And for your assignment, I have given this first one, evaluate yourself. 0.456 gram of metal gives 0.606 gram of its chloride. Calculate the equivalent mass of the metal. So you can try this. first you have to calculate the mass of chlorine. Metal is there, metal chloride is there, but we don't know the mass of a single metal and single chlorine. Single metal is here, but single chlorine we don't know. How to identify that? Subtract the value, subtract chloride from metal from chloride, then you will get chlorine. Based on that, you can calculate the equivalent mass. Is it clear, children? Try to do this, do your assignment and submit on time. Please be regular. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.